Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Continuing on this garbage truck build. So in the last video, I just kind of went over sort of what you can do with the lights. And I guess in this video here, we'll go over just trying to get the truck itself operational. Normally what I would do is I would build an interface for the truck. I'm not going to bother building an interface for this one. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't want to do that. So inside the truck, I see here the garbage truck part is actually, it's already been isolated. It's in its own thing. So what I was saying, what we need to do is when we start making these parts move, we're going to have to make sure that all the parts we want to move are welded together so they move. So I'm going to have to get rid of this. I'm going to have to get rid of that, and then I'll just remake that by hand or whatever, and then we just need to focus on this part. Is that, let's see. So if we take this, like there is a lot there. So we want just that part. All right, we'll group that part there. Now let's see, if I press play, it'll probably drop. It should drop. I don't know if it'll still be welded because it is a little part. It might stay on there. Oh yeah, it's still there. Cool. All right. So let's see if we can get all the little parts and all the little details. Is that... That's the meshes. We don't need those. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can isolate this. And then we want this part here. And then we're going to want this. And we're going to want this. And this part. Okay. What's that? That's actually not bad. And we're going to group that together. Well, let's just see which model this is. I'm going to rename this. This is going to be the, I don't know, bail door. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to look and see here. So this part can go in there. Where is this part here? Oh yeah, that can go in there as well. Not that one. So yeah, so basically at this point in time, that's what you want to do is you want to go through and you want to isolate all the parts that are going to move. That won't move, but that needs to be, and then we have to make some of these can't glide falls. That one there, can't glide falls. This part here, we can say can't glide falls. What's the name of that one there? That one, where's this part here? Now, I'm not a modeler per se. Like, yeah, you could probably put this into a blender or something like that and make it look really good. But okay, this one as well. Bolts. Yeah, so we basically gotta go through this whole. That's going to be in the bail door. You know, take your time. Take a couple minutes to go through. Make sure you got everything you want. We can double check. We can move the bail door. What else are we missing? Quite a few little parts here. This part here. This part here. What else? Here. There's a lot. There's a lot of little parts. Detail 2. Detail 4. No, that's the bolts. No, we don't need that or that. Probably the handles. Handle 2, headlamps. Now, we could also move the lights in here, but what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go into the code, and we're going to have to tell the code where the new location of the brake lights are if we put them in there. There's that headlamp there. That's that one there. Oh, man, this is it. It takes a little bit, but what's that? All these headlamps probably, I was going to say all of them, but let me see. Is it just, yeah, just that? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to weld it all together. What's that? Are all these little lights? That's odd, huh? Oh, that's oh, these little lights in here. Yeah, I guess we could isolate that too, actually. The headlamps. None of the little detail don't really on these lights because we're going to be getting rid of most of that. We'll get rid of that here. I just want the main parts here. Oh, that's the reverse lights. Now we will keep those, the spots. Use that. Right, if there's anything left behind, when we go to move it, we might not be able to open the back if it collides with any of these parts that we forget about. So like these, for example, these little red lights here that are neon. Oh man, there's so many little parts. And that's where it gets hard when you're working with a big model like this and it's got lots of parts to it. You have to go through and just see. That's that, that's that, that's that. That we can get rid of. All right, I think that's all of it. So now, if we grab the bail door and we open it, oh yeah, that's all of it except for a few, a few things. That. Go in there. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, all really that should be left. The lights and the grills. These grills. Oh, come on. Is that all of them? Okay, that can go into the bail door. Whew, see, all that needs to be welded as well. And then... Oh, these are the mud flap bolts. We'll have to install our own mud flaps on there that swing. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to do here is just the lights. These lights here, and that's it. We've basically isolated the entire back door. How cool is that? So now what we need to do is we need to weld it all together. So I will pick this part. Actually, yeah, I can pick that part there. So, because what's going to happen, let's see, this is going to move up. Is that right? This part here, we have to remodel by hand. This is the compactor. Yeah. Right, throw your trash in there. This we want this to open up. We want to have a separate little thing in there. It opens up so we can see the trash. Does it matter? Yeah, it probably matters. I mean, if the whole thing opens up, it probably matters. Visually, right? Visually, the bin is gonna move here. Yeah, we're gonna want this probably to be remodeled. Okay, so let's not worry about that for now. So what's the next step? Well, the next step is we need a weld part. So if I change this to weld part, and then what we do is we go to model, create weld, and we'll weld it to there. Okay, and then we need to take this one here and we need to weld it to there. And now we should be able to weld everything to that one part, and that part is welded to there. Yeah, it'll make sense in a minute. So now what we gotta do is we just go through and we just gotta weld. I'm sure there's a what's the shortcut for creating a weld here? Oh, something. I gotta say weld every time. Maybe this is why people don't dislike my videos, because I don't know. They're nothing special. That's probably why. This is what I do. I mean, I'm not pressed for time, you know. Yeah, I could put a script in here that welds it all together. My thing about the scripts are sometimes the code doesn't always function. Sometimes there's errors, whatever. If your internet connection isn't the greatest and there's a hiccup with the code, it doesn't weld together. So if you do this yourself, you can ensure that all the parts are welded together, and then while you're testing it, you can make sure that hopefully 99% of the bugs are all worked out. All right. So people asking me, like, how long does it take to do a model? And that's, I usually say it takes about 8 hours, start to finish, to hammer out a decent model with all everything that you want. Usually I make an interface for it, but like I say, I'm not going to make an interface this one. I'm just going to put buttons on the side. That'll be good enough. It's a lot of extra work, and it's a lot of coding, and yeah. I think I have a couple of videos somewhere on the channel that show you how to do that if you're interested. There, so you see we're welded to there. So it's not going to let me weld to that part, but I can weld that part to there. All right. La la la. Okay, now as far as the lights go, let's take this. I like to make it all maskless. This makes it easier for. Look at that. Look at that. Can't collide false for now, and we will make it. We don't have to anchor it, and we can make it maskless like that. Okay, and then what we can do is we can take this part here, and we can create a hinge between there and there. Perfect. And then we just copy the position of that hinge, and we take this one here, and we paste it into there, and it's perfect. And what we do is for the hinge, we want to say actuator type, motor, limits enabled, big. All right. And then if we say angular velocity 1, it should actually move. It should actually move forwards on us. Let's see if that's going to work. It might not because the lights are in the way. Oh yeah, look. It's in the driver's seat. You see that? You see what happened to it? That's what I was saying. I unanchored it, so it all got welded to the driver's seat. So what we need to do then is we need to take this model, the bail door, and we need to put it into the miscellaneous folder. All right, that's what that's for. Then when we do that, perfect. Now it should be trying to move, but it's not. I suspect for now, did I make the whole thing can't collide false? I think I did. Yeah, can't collide false. Now I do that because we have the lights here, which are collidable. All right, what's going on with this hinge? What's going on with the hinge? All right, is it -1 maybe that it needs? Oh. Uh-oh. It's not -1. What's going on here? Okay, we'll say show welds, and then I just want to make sure. Oh, that's why. These are welded to the bail door, and that is why it's not working. So we have to go through the lights. Where are they? Where are they? Into the body. See, we have our brake lights. So these temporarily, we're just going to re-weld them to there. And then we have our reverse lights. We got to do the same thing. And for the blinkers. All right. That's that. That's that. And now I do appreciate you guys watching the videos. That's why I put the videos up here is for people to watch them. Hopefully you're learning something. I do appreciate it. I do enjoy the likes because it lets me know that people are enjoying the videos. I get a lot of dislikes. So that's also a reason why lately I haven't really been posting. Because it's like, wow, if people don't like the videos that I'm posting, then I either have to change or whatever. So I'm just kind of figuring out maybe what I'm going to do here. And just see how that goes. So we'll see. But we'll finish this build anyhow. This might be the last video for a while on the channel. Okay, so let's see if that works. Now I should change this back to here, and we'll change this to 1. I don't know, it just seems like people come to my channel so they can troll. which is cool. But okay, there you go. So the bail door is open, right? As you can see, the lights are there. We're gonna move those lights so they're inside here. So it opens, and then really we just spit the bail out. If we want this to raise and lower, we have to do the same thing for this that we did for that. So maybe what I'll do is, I thought maybe we'll change this instead of 45. We can change that to 65. Yeah, there you see, it went up a little bit taller. Perfect. So that kind of would be our trash in there. And then it would just, inside it just has a plate and a cylinder. And the cylinder just extends to here and it pushes the bale out and that's it. I know some of them do tip. I don't know if we're going to make this one tip. I mean, you see all this has to be welded together. The rest of this here needs to be welded together. And then I could put a pivot here. But anyways, yeah, it's all basically the same idea. You weld it all together, you make sure it works, and that's it. So now what we want to do is let's add a button. Let's just make a button here on the side. Where's that cylinder? All right. And what we do is we'll just weld that to there. Take that part. I would put this part into the miscellaneous as well. That's what I was talking about, using the miscellaneous. We could rename this backdoor button. Now, I'm a fan of using proximity prompts. Other people just like to put a click detector on there, so we'll use the proximity prompt. It's visual. It's visual. And then what we want to do is we want to insert object, script, and then we need to take this hinge. You can create a folder in the vehicle. You can drag all the hinges into a folder, and you can use that. But you can just put the hinge in there. It doesn't change the location on the vehicle or anything else. It just changes where the hinge is. So, what do we do? Tell the script to wait. 0.01, and then we say local button equals script dot parent dot proximity prompt. Oops. Hinge constraint. Then we'll say button dot trigger ended connect function, right? And then we want to say hinge dot angular velocity equals 1. Now we need to make this into a dual function. So we say click equals false, and then we need to say if false, then click equals true. We'll say if is equal to true, then, and then we'll say and then we want to say else click equals false, and then we'll say this -1. All right, we can just do that. That should work, I think. But it's got to rest. So we need to set the lower angle to 0. So that way it rests. just like that. Perfect. And then it's already set up. We'll turn that to 0. And then the other thing you want to do when you have stuff like this in motion, you want to weld it. You want to create a weld, and then you want to rename that to lock. And then that will make sure that when you're driving around, the door doesn't suddenly flip open and do some wild and crazy stuff. It happens. It happens. So we want to say, we'll create a variable equals, we'll say script dot parent dot lock, and then we'll say first off, we'll say lock dot enabled equals false, and then we want to wait just a second, and then it'll do its thing. And then we want to say lock dot enabled equals true. We can do it down here, and then this here. I think that works. Let me see. No. We're gonna have to wait. I would say wait. You can wait 3 seconds. Lock enabled equals true, and then we do the same thing here. Wait about 3 seconds, right? And that might be, you may have to wait longer. You may, you know, you can even turn it to 5 seconds. It doesn't really matter. It's just that once the timer's up, that weld is going to be true, and it'll stop. So if it hasn't finished moving, and then it'll just stop moving, and it'll be locked, right? So we want to make sure that the door has a chance to fully, yeah, see that? It almost didn't fully open, and now it's locked. There we go. So you could even wait on here. You could wait like 10 seconds, for example. We could even extend this to 10 seconds. There we go. It's that simple. And if you were going to make an interface, you'd make a button and you would add all that code into the interface and into the button. Yeah, see, it came all the way up, had a chance to stop. It's going to come all the way down. So the last thing we're going to do in this video is we're going to address the light problem that we have here. So once we start making those parts move, we're going to have to change their locations, because anything inside the body has to be anchored. So the first thing we should do is we should take brakes, reverse, right and left, okay? And then we want to take that and spotlight there. I'm not sure. It probably is. Put that into miscellaneous. Just has to, it can even just sit there in miscellaneous. So it's a lot of little things, right? And we're going to delete the welds that we have. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to re-weld this, all the parts, but we're going to weld them to the back, to the bail door. All right, and then we can take these and we're going to unanchor them. We're going to unanchor them. We can say can't glide false. It doesn't really matter. It just, I guess it does actually. It does kind of matter. So, and then what we need to do is we need to tell the code in a chassis where the new lights locations are. So we go into the light add-on. We go into the handler. And then enable brakes car. Instead of car.body, it's going to be car.misc. So we just need to change this to misc. Just like that. Or any other folder that you decide you're going to put the lights in. Now the difficulty here, this is only the rear lights. So if we install blinkers on the front of the vehicle, which I'll probably end up doing, we also have to make sure that we add that location in here. So right now we have if miss.right.on value equals true, we can say let's see, yeah. Just have to make sure that you give the right location, or else it's going to give you an error. That's all. Reverse, and that's the headlights. We don't need to worry about that. Then the hazards is going to stay in the body. We're going to change that, right? I'm saying miscellaneous. We could probably even use that for all the for everything. All right, now let's see if it gives us any errors here. No errors. Perfect. Well, let's try the lights first off. And look, they work. How cool is that? Now, this one, the engine doesn't stay on, so then we can open that up. There you go. So yeah, it's just a matter of just working away, checking it out. Okay, now what do we want to do next? Maybe we want this little thing to flip up and down because we want to put a little bin there. And then what we need to do is we need to make a little script which tells us to weld the bin so it can flip over and kind of do all those neat things that we want it to do. And that's just a matter of spending time and just kind of thinking about it. So, what was the last thing I want? Oh, yes, the auto start. That is in here. It's got auto start is true. That's what we want, but it shouldn't actually turn off when we leave the vehicle. So there's somewhere in there. I'll have to figure it out where it is, but somewhere in there. I think it might be the stock sound. Is it stock sounds maybe? So when you get out of the vehicle, it stays on. I've got that in all my other vehicles. So I'll take a look at that. But that's basically somewhere in a chassis. Yeah. So I mean that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Yeah, and I mean there's probably gonna be some more content coming out. So in the next video, we will go over making this work. And then I'll add the garbage bin. There's a toolbox here for garbage. We just need a little bin, right? So then what I'll do is I'll go over adding the garbage bin to the back here. Right? You can come and pick it up. Like I said, I tried doing it with the door, having this lid flip over. And just Roblox is just not, it's Roblox, right? It's not Unreal or anything where it has really smooth physics and all that sort of stuff. It's a little odd. So, I mean, like, yeah, you can simulate it with the code and you can use the C-frames and all that sort of stuff. And that, for me, I'm going to admit, is a little bit beyond me at this point in time. I haven't really taken a look at that yet. I just know the limits that I know, and that's it. So I'm just, showing you guys what I know. And yeah, I hope you really enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.